back to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Alex and Josh.
And today we are talking about Blue Beetle and The Flash and how hyped up it was. Both of those movies. Critics were talking so highly of both of these projects. And all these people that got to see the movie early were hyping this up. And then it actually hit worldwide, and no one went to go see them. I mean, so far, I think Josh, you said it's still needs to make 100 million. Blue Beetle does to break even. I mean,
yeah, right
it's
now,
already been out for a week, my guy. So that's
somehow
pretty interesting. Somehow,
Yeah, Blue Beetle I just saw yesterday. I believe it just crossed the $50 million mark domestically. That's how it's done. So
barely in its opening weekend, barely beat out Barbie to win the top spot.
yeah,
and
when
Barbie's
Barbie
already
was
been
on
out
its
for a month at least.
seventh or eighth, something like that week, I
You get
believe.
30 mil was its top.
Yeah, nobody's going to see Blue Beetle, but as we've mentioned, people who have seen Blue Beetle are talking about it as if it's, it has pretty high rating scores. But for the most part, I mean, then you see the people who are realistic and they just say it's not that good. It's a generic superhero movie. So no one really cares to go see it. But I did see, let's be fair, all right, I did see this. Warner Brothers believes that a huge reason that it's struggling in the box office is because of Hurricane Hillary in Los Angeles and the California area. That messed up a lot of people. Warner Brothers is claiming that's why it's struggling in the box office.
I don't know, man.
Because
TikTok,
the world is just LA.
yeah, but people are outside on TikTok in LA, man. I think they'd be willing to see the movie if they wanted to.
No, power went out. You know what I mean? They can't.
For
Power's
sure.
out. Flooding.
For sure.
So if LA and like that part of Los Angeles, California area could have gone, it probably would be somewhere around like 500 million by now instead of 50 million.
Definitely.
So I did see, Warner Brothers execs, they're right about that. But yeah, I mean, most people that I see, who are realistic, not the stupid, hype people that we're talking about, like The Flash is the greatest superhero movie ever and all that stuff, are now saying how Blue Beetle, they're like, yeah, it's very generic. And I just think part of the reason for both, The Flash's and Blue Beetle's failure is just because a lot of people, we don't care because it's not building towards anything and it's never been anything good. So we're just ready for it to be done. I'm not going to go waste my time to see a movie that looks very mid and I know it's not going to build towards anything. So I'm not wasting my time and money.
Well, with that, James Gunn keeps acting like this is technically a part of his new universe. But, James Gunn kept saying a lot of shit about The Flash as well, acting like it was a true Flashpoint movie, and then would keep backtracking everything he kept saying about it as it got closer and closer to the film getting released. But I think just my biggest issue is like with The Flash. I literally even sent you guys a joke picture of Rotten Tomato score being 90 plus for its score going into its opening weekend. And it still is somehow a positive rating at 63 and its audience score being 83 somehow. Don't know how at all it is possible for it to be that high.
Stupid
so clearly there's dumbass DC fans. They will spam their support, but rarely will ever actually spend the money because that fucking movie has only made 100 mil domestically, which is dog shit. And worldwide has only made 200.
Yeah, I was going to say worldwide, I think it didn't even get to 200. I think it was like 287 or something like that I saw. Or 187.
No, now it has crossed now. It's at 250-ish around there as of us recording it right now. Yeah, but that is not even close
still lost
to breaking
money
even at all.
Still lost money for them.
No,
so,
that is
DC fans
big
are...
And it came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah. So just like to point out that it's just like, and you've seen so many TikTok clips. I've seen on TikTok of people posting that movie. I mean, they'll joke about how it looks, but then they'll see so many comments on there saying, oh, it actually was good. I actually really love this movie, even though it's dog shit and the money speaks volumes. And then even with Blue Beetle, I keep seeing so much shit about this movie. So many people saying it's genuinely awesome. It's amazing. One of even their favorite superhero films, some fucking how. And once again, these DC fucking fanboys on critics, critics are just some reason so empathetic towards these dog shit DC films, but will just absolutely obliterate any Marvel film, whether it deserves it or not. Blue Beetle somehow has a 77 and then also a 91 audience score. which is just only 2 under Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 somehow got 81. So just Blue Beetle even being somewhat close to an actual original film, comic book movie, is absurd.
When it's just extremely basic, just boring, who cares stuff.
And barely beat Barbie.
Corny jokes.
Now, granted, we haven't seen it at all. Like, as far as I know, none of us have seen it. But just based off of the trailer, that's kind of the assumption we've made.
I've looked at stuff on TikTok. I've seen people talking about it. I've seen the real people who are like, yeah, this movie just had too many cheesy, corny jokes for me to like it. And I'm like, yeah, I believe it. Just from the trailer, I believe that.
I mean, I've seen at least a quarter of the movie on TikTok of people just posting it. And it's like, okay, it is what you expect it to be. It's just nothing good whatsoever. Totally unoriginal. Just a bland movie for a very fun DC character once again. And once again, it's a flop of it still needing over 100 mil just to break even. And James Gunn acting like, oh, this is going to be a start. I highly doubt we ever see this fucking character again. If we do, it will be very forced.
I think that he's going to definitely bring him back, but they're probably not going to acknowledge anything that happened in this movie.
He was going to be like fucking 45.
The cast. Huh?
So the guy playing Blue Beetle is going to be like fucking 45 by the time you see him again.
Right. I mean, there's going to be such a big gap. And I think, like I said, for me, I know it's not building towards anything. And I know it's just a generic thing without anybody good in control of the direction. So it's like, I'm not going to go see it. It's not anything special. It's going to be like Aquaman. Are we all going to be shocked when Aquaman 2, if that actually does come out, allegedly? When that doesn't do too good, it's like a lot of people are going to be like, I don't care. Like, I understand that the first one made $1 billion, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is not going to do that good because there's going to be a lot of people out there who are like, I don't care to go see that. Especially with all the reshoots and stuff, people who know about that are going to be even more turned off.
Yeah. And just the amount of negative news around it. Yeah. Like about its plot, keep constantly getting leaked, and then as well as Amber Heard overall, and then her actually not being completely removed, still being a part of it. And it's like, I hope that movie breaks records for how bad it's going to do. Genuinely. Like,
it won't.
Shattering bad records.
There'll still be enough of those DC fans to show up to make it a tiny bit of a, not a complete disaster like we want it to be. Still not make its money back, but not as bad as we'd like. But at the same time, I don't really want that because I don't want Warner Brothers to completely strike out and make no money and then just cancel everything. But
I could see it making less than The Flash because there's genuinely absolutely nothing, no reason whatsoever for you to see this movie. The Flash,
once it
you at least had some Batmans and a potential Flashpoint. And just overall the meme around the movie actually being done finally, which that might be the slightest saving grace for Aquaman 2, if it maybe gets almost like a Morbius type treatment. But otherwise, I mean, really, I can't see how anybody could rally themselves besides these annoying ass DC fucks to see this movie.
Right.
When's it supposed to come out?
Allegedly, it's supposed to be December. I don't think it's changed its date since then. I could be wrong, but last I knew it was supposed to be December.
Typically, when they give that date,
barely
that
under
means
4 months away.
Yeah. Well, normally when they say December, that's them just trying to say it comes out this year. Not even that it actually comes out.
That is true. It could change.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, honestly, the real thing is if it comes out then around Christmas time, bro, it's going up against some Titans. Because, like, I'm pretty sure that's when Wonka comes out, and, like,
for real,
everybody's going to go see that.
I could steal the meme potential.
I think that Hunger Games prequel comes out either Thanksgiving or Christmas time. Either way, that's relevant enough for people to go see that, because that looks so good. Who doesn't want to go see that? That doesn't look fucking stupid at all. So, there's some competition for those Christmas Day movies.
Genuinely. That's a banger month, it sounds like. String of months,
those look so bad. So bad. But yeah, DC is they're struggling in the box office, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon until we finally get real James Gunn take over. And even then, I think They're going to kind of have to earn their the right to make a bunch of money. But if Superman Legacy really is, well, isn't there going to be projects before that even actually?
Yeah, but those are streaming ones first, and then the first big
That's
movie
true.
will be Superman Legacy.
Which I think that obviously with James Gunn, he has a big enough following that, people are going to give that a chance. So as of now, DC is struggling box office wise, and Blue Beetle doesn't look like any different. Obviously, like we said, this is recorded only a week after it's been out. It does not look like it's going to be good, and I highly doubt it's going to take off after. You know what I mean? It's not getting glowing reviews that people who are thinking about it are like, oh, everybody likes it, I should go see it. People are like, okay, we all kind of know what this is.
It's
And the
probably going to
Flash,
lose to
you know,
Barbie next weekend.
I mean, there's a good
Genuinely.
chance.
In its
There's
second
a
weekend.
strong chance.
You know it's bad when the most popular films that DC or Warner Brothers themselves have put out have been like the solo movies, like The Dark Knight, The Batman. Nothing that connects to their big universe that they've been trying to
Aquaman.
build for. I mean, Aquaman too, I guess, yes, but other than that, no other one has even done well enough to even crack a billion other than those said. And even then, I don't think the Batman even broke a billion. But I mean, it
No, it
was
didn't.
everyone loved it though. That's the difference, and they actually saw it.
I want to
But
say it was somewhere around 600 to 700 million, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
right,
But I think we should
But-
say that the second movie just isn't coming out ever. I think as a podcast,
Yeah.
we should announce
Yeah.
that give up your hope. Batman 2 is just not happening. It's
I
just never coming out.
these
it's
two are
tough.
just drama queens.
It's a tough
relax.
pill to swallow, but it's not going to happen.
Relax.
It's
It's gonna happen.
almost impossible.
Between the strike going on and all the issues with Warner Brothers failing in the box office, and just it's sad. It's sad to see a movie like that had such great potential for a phenomenal trilogy, and we're not going to get any more.
It's a lot to ask for a sequel to be waited for over 5 years for a comic book movie, where age is a big deal when it comes to an actor and the interest of the actors even staying with the roles. It's a lot to ask for. And that's being generous. That
Didn't
it
the
would
Dark
even be
Knight
5
come out
years.
in 2008, and I think Dark Knight Rises came out 2012 or 2013.
2012.
So that's still 4 years. So it's not like anything out of the ordinary. Like we become so accustomed to getting these like sequels pumped out like a year or two after that. Anything more than that just feels like too long for us now. Whereas before, if you think about it, the Batman Begins came out in what, 2005, maybe 2005 sounds about right. 3 years later, you got The Dark Knight. 4 years later, you got Dark Knight Rises. So between the first one and the last one, that was like 7-8 years roughly. It's not like now where we get like these sequels every other year.
Here's my counter to that. Okay. One, it being 5 years is us being generous, because the strike, it already was probably going to be that long, because it already was early predicted, 2025 was what I was going to say. Then with the strike delay, and then probably not even starting at all on it. Two, listen, man, I recently watched the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy. Those shits came out back to back to back, and those were bangers. So I don't care. Figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? What?
It's only been a year and a half since it came out.
The Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that long.
It's gonna be a hot minute, dude.
That's not that long. I for some reason I thought we were already at like the 2-year mark. It's barely been a year and a half. Not even technically.
Well, it's a year and a
A year and
half
4 months.
without them even starting on it.
They have the script written.
Yeah, Reeves has the script written already. I'm
don't
pretty sure
trust
that the Penguin show has already been shot.
Realistically,
of
that
it
could
has.
easily that potentially could come out still 2024. Even 2025 would only be 2025 would be 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah. It's not happening. I refuse.
That's
not
what I'm
happening.
saying.
You're telling me.
Okay.
Wait, you're saying you thought it already was 2 years, and then somehow just like 6 more months make that big of a difference for you to say that now 5 years is outrageous?
Yes. No, because I thought it came out 2021. It came out 2022, so I'm like, wait a minute. If it comes out in like 2025, 2026...
It came out in March 2022.
Yeah, so I'm like, if it comes out in like 26, even,
Yeah.
which would be a long time, that's not even terrible, you know what I mean?
That's 4 years.
I still don't think it's going to happen,
March.
though. Time-wise, the time part just changed, but it's not going to happen just because Warner Brothers.
I just think these like execs need to like shut up and just pay the writers and actors what they deserve and get it over with, because like they're being greedy bastards. Fucking do
It's
it.
been
Honestly,
like
bro,
100 days of striking. That's insane.
just let Matt Reeves cook. Like, it's not that hard, Warner Brothers. Just shut up, pay people, and let him go to work.
For real.
Genuinely. I stand by if that Penguin show doesn't come out, Batman 2 definitely ain't happening.
I could see
It's a goner.
I could see the correlation with that.
Without a doubt. Penguin comes out, okay, then we're at a 50-50. But Penguin doesn't.
Yeah, I just think money-wise, Warner Brothers is gonna, because of how bad Blue Beetle and Flash and stuff has been doing, that they're just gonna start scrapping comic book stuff.
Yeah, but I think if they do, it would be like their own personal stuff, not like something that Matt Reeves has done, especially of how well received those were compared to the ones that they put out. I just don't see them doing that
They
to a
canceled
potential big.
the Snyderverse. Okay.
Okay, but it was
They
a
can
fucking
cancel
downfall from the
anything.
beginning.
Exactly.
No, guys, the Snyderverse. What are we talking about?
For real. They got
He had it all
dedicated
mapped out.
Facebook pages.
Like what?
What Batman versus Superman, two of the biggest characters of all time, couldn't even break $1 billion at the box office. Meanwhile, you had Captain America: Civil War just breaking records. Yeah, they were like at a loss from the start. So
No, dude, you don't understand what Snyder was building towards. That's what you don't understand.
all
He's
right,
building
moving
in
on.
there.
Point is,
Dude.
DC is kind of in shambles right now, and they just
Let him
need to
cook.
fix it. And James Gunn is there to fix it, hopefully. But
Here's
like
how you
we
fix
said,
it. Just stop
he
releasing
is going
stuff.
to.
Nobody's going to see the Flash. Nobody's going to see Blue Beetle. Nobody's going to see Aquaman 2. Just stop it. Just stop
Just
now.
Put it to streaming if you really want to put it out. Like
Right.
that's what
Everyone's
they're
over
worth
it.
at this point.
The box office is proving already, even when you had somewhat intrigue with the Snyderverse, you didn't do good. Nobody cares. Scrap all that. James Gunn actually has a fan base behind him. People are excited for what he's doing. Matt Reeves has established he has people behind him. Let them go. Just let those people focus, and you'll start to see money coming in. Because as of now, with a bunch of trash can people, nobody cares. No one cares. Except for somehow critics, like Josh mentioned.
Super
Scores are-
sympathetic for some reason.
I don't understand what we're doing with that. But
Warner Brothers.
yeah,
is paying them.
DC, they probably are, and not paying their writers and actors. But that's gonna do it for this video. Like we said, if you're one of those few people who've seen Blue Beetle, let us know in the comments below. Give us a realistic. What was it actually like? Okay, was it just Shazam with a different character like we all expect, or not? So comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.